In this video, I'll show you what you need to do to get your own system installed on your own hosting, functioning properly, and working with your emails and your AI configuration. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to email here and go to configuration. And you need to choose one of these services. So there's Mailgun, Postmark, Amazon SES, and an SMTP provider. If you don't already have Mailgun, Postmark, or Amazon SES, then I definitely recommend going with the SMTP provider. So click that. Once that is clicked, what you need to do is select from the providers here. The one I recommend is Elastic Email for marketers because it's MLM friendly. They're not going to kick you off for marketing an MLM program or anything else. And I've got these pretty much in order of how friendly they are to marketers. Another one that I recommend if you want to get something cheap and start for free is this Turbo SMTP. They'll give you 6,000 free every month forever, it says here. So if cost is a concern, then maybe you want to go with Turbo SMTP to get some for free. I think they give you 200 a day, something like that, 200 to 300 emails a day for free. So if cost is a concern, then go with Turbo SMTP to get started. The one I definitely recommend, though, if you can, is Elastic Email. That's going to be probably the best delivery and the most friendly for marketers. So once you've done that, you can click this link to go right to their dashboard. You can click where it says View Pricing to go and create an account for whichever one you decide to go with. And then you're going to get your details for that service, your SMTP details. And if you can't find those on the site, then reach out to their support. Just see what you need to put in these boxes. So you've got to put your host, you got to put a port. Encryption is usually TLS, and then you're going to put your username and password. In most cases, you won't have to put anything in these other two boxes here. You're also going to need to put your from name and your from email. So just put your name or your business name for the from name. And for the from email, it's got to be something at your domain. So put something like admin or system or support at your domain. Then the other thing you're going to have to do for your domain is you're going to have to go into your DNS settings, and your provider that you go with should give you instructions on how to do that. They're going to tell you exactly what needs to be entered in your DNS settings for your domain. So wherever you purchased your domain, you need to go there and enter the information they tell you in your DNS settings to get your email set up and working with your domain. All right, so the next thing you need to do is to set up your AI configuration. So you're going to want to go to Settings and go to AI Configuration. And make sure you remove what's already in there. You see by default, it just says not set. Make sure you remove that and put your API key in for each of these services. You see for Anthropic, it's got a link here. And for OpenAI, it's got a link here that takes you directly to where you can get your API keys. Make sure you create an account for each of these if you don't already have one, and then enter your API keys in these boxes and click Save Changes. Once you've done that, you got to make sure that you have at least $5 worth of credit in each of these services so you can get started. And then you're going to want to go down here and select a model for each of these services. So you got your page generation, autoresponder sequences, your page builder assistant, and your page builder and email text generation. So for page generation, I recommend Claude Sonnet 4.6. It's going to be about 50 cents for pretty long pages. If you want the highest quality, then you can go with Claude Opus 4.8. That's what I recommend. If you're a fan of OpenAI, they still build pretty good pages, but I don't think quite as good as Claude. So you have these OpenAI options as well. But the one I recommend if you want the best pages is Claude Opus 4.8. That's going to run you about 75 cents to $1 per page for really nice, high quality pages. So for the max output tokens, even though it says recommendation here 48,000, make sure you don't leave this to 16,000. I recommend setting this to 64,000. That's going to make sure you never get cut off in the middle of a page generation. For autoresponder sequences, same thing, just choose a model. And this really depends on how high of quality you want your copywriting to be. So if you want the best possible quality for your copywriting, then you can go with Claude Opus 4.8 or GPT 5.5. They're both really good. If you don't really care so much about the quality, you can go with one of the cheaper ones, but it's not going to cost too much to generate your autoresponder sequences. Same thing with Page Builder Assistant. This is what's going to be inside your drag and drop page builder where you tell it what you want it to do. I definitely recommend going with Claude Opus 4.8 for this one, or GPT 5.5, the highest quality ones, because they're the smartest and they're going to understand the most what you tell it to do. In most cases, if you're doing something pretty simple, a simple change, it's going to cost you less than 5 cents per change. But just keep an eye on what the actual costs are. Look at your credits as you do things and refresh the page and see what your usage is as you're using these, and you can adjust as you go. So if you feel like it's costing you too much money to make changes inside the page builder, then set a different model. They're just really in the order of the highest to lowest here. And so it's basically the highest quality and the highest cost. So for your page builder and email text generation, for that, we've just got OpenAI. So just if you want to use any of these services, you can go from the highest quality to the cheapest. It's totally up to you. So make sure those are all set. And then once that's set, you'll be able to go to Templates and Styling and go to AI Page Generator. This is where you can generate your pages. You just click this button to generate a page with AI. See, you've got all these options. Just go through these options, and this is where detailed prompt is where you tell it exactly what you want. You can copy and paste any text in there. You can upload images to match your colors from the images. If you want to just match colors in an image, then make sure you don't enter brand colors here, because if you enter brand colors here, that's going to override the colors in the images. Other than that, just select all these different options, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It tells you what to do right here. That's for the page generator. For generating your email sequences, you go to Email and go to Autoresponders. Once you do get this set up, when you go to your autoresponders, you're going to see a Generate Autoresponder Sequence with AI button, and you can do that to generate your autoresponder sequences. Same thing for SMS. You can generate SMS sequences there too. That's going to be an SMS here, and you're going to go to Configuration and make sure you set either your Twilio or Vonage account settings in here.